Alright, how's it going, guys? Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the American free enterprise system. And this is just the idea that although we tend to be called a mixed market economy, it's based on the concept of free enterprise. This our free market economy is. And the idea is basically there are 7 different areas of free enterprise that kind of all mix together to kind of make up our system. So I want to go over those with you real quick and make sure you understand them, and there'll be some questions for you to answer when you're done with this, okay? The first kind of area that I want to talk about is limited government. This is the idea that in our free enterprise system we want to keep the government relatively limited in its involvement in business. So it's not like a command economy where the government's making a lot of the decisions or almost all the decisions. In a true free enterprise kind of economy, the government's staying mostly uninvolved, except in areas where it's to the benefit of the people. Like, for instance, setting minimum wage laws to help people make sure they make a wage that at least they can get by on. Or maybe setting the number of hours that children can work so they're not being taken advantage of by employers. Or health and safety codes for medicine and food and things like that. Does that make sense? The next area is economic freedom, and this is just the idea that hey, we're free to buy whatever we want, to make whatever we want, as long as there's a market for it and people want it and it's being sold at a price that people want to buy it at, then that's just fine. That's an idea of economic freedom. Okay. The third area is competition, and competition is kind of a key area of free enterprise, because with competition you get better products. People know that my product's got to be better if I want people to buy it, so you're encouraged to make your product better. Competition really drives the free enterprise system. With no competition, there's really no innovation either. We wouldn't have, newer and better cell phones and computers and things like that. Okay. Next one is binding contracts. And binding contracts, when you think about it, it's important in a market kind of economy or a free enterprise system that if you have a contract, you have to be able to honor it, and you have to have laws that enforce that. So, for instance, if I buy a car from someone, I can't just say, hey, I don't want this car anymore, and I take it back to the dealer. We signed a contract for that car. Or if I'm buying supplies for my company, I have a contract with the other company I'm buying supplies for. I have to honor that contract. Okay? Finally, equal opportunity. That's very important, both between races and sexes and things like that, that everyone has an equal shot. Okay? It's not based on how old you are necessarily, or where you were born, or what state you're from, or anything like that. It's equal opportunity for everybody. Now, we all know that that's kind of sketchy because, some people are fortunate to be born in certain families or with wealth and things like that. But in general, we all have equal opportunity. Okay. Finally, also the profit motive is very important. The whole idea behind the free enterprise system is to make money, and that's considered a good thing. So it's not to make everything equal or to make sure every company is making money. It's to make sure that your company is making money. If that's at the expense of another company, that's part of the free enterprise system. Okay. And lastly, we got property rights. And this is kind of interesting. It's important. Anytime you have a free enterprise system, you have to have property rights, because if you don't have a right to your land, your house, your building where your business is, if anyone can just come in and take that from you, well, then there's really no encouragement for you to develop those businesses. So the idea of property rights, whether it's the actual physical property or even property rights to ideas, rights patent ideas. So if you have an idea for a new product, you can get a patent on it, and that's yours. No one can steal that from you unless you license it to them. So those property rights are very important, both intellectual and physical property. Hopefully that makes sense to you, a little bit about the free enterprise system. And go ahead and take a look at the forum and see what questions you need to answer now. Thanks.